How's it going, people? Welcome to BRG, or as no one likes to call it, Berg. I'm your friendly neighborhood monotone robot, Biotek Rocky. Now, this video we'll be looking at ARK Survival Evolved. I'll be giving you a few hints and tips to start out as a beginner to successfully set yourself up for an easy time to survive in the harsh environments of ARK. There is a lot to cover, so I will quickly go over some things before we begin. First thing I want to point out is that there is different servers, and each server has different rules. Now, which server is for you, and how can you tell which server you'll want to play on? Honestly, test the different servers. If you don't like it, then change. I recommend not committing to one server until you have tried it and like the rules for that server. Not all servers are the same. Most have different rules except for the official servers, which are all stock standard and all run at the same speed. What does this mean? This means that they do not wipe the maps ever, and at all times they run at normal or one-time speed. That is taming, collecting minerals, mining, you name it. It's a speed that the developers originally designed the game to be run at. But I must warn you, this is not for the faint of heart, because it means that the big dinos can take up to 10 plus hours to tame. Therefore, a server that is 15 times speed, that means it has 15 times speed on taming, mining, experience gained. There is a catch though to rolling on a private server instead of an official. Private servers, the admins can play on their own servers. As you'll see in this video, it can cause issue and distrust, because admin can spawn anything they want at any time, and you can never tell unless you catch them in the act with screenshots or recording them as proof. On official servers there is none of that, because there is no admins on the server. So something to be mindful of. Also, servers have different play styles. For example, servers mimic, say, the Hunger Games, where there is death areas, etc., just like the movie. But most are just normal play with certain rules like no PvP between the hours of 12 AM and 6 AM. So no offline raiding can occur. But if you want to just go all natural, roll on an official server. For this vid, I've rolled on a 15 times experience, so it won't take as long to progress and things will move quicker. What will take a couple hours on this server will take about a week or more on an official server. Okay, enough on that. As you can see, I'm just going through the character creation screen. Now this is what you'll see when you fresh start on a new server. You will create what you look like and where you want to spawn on the island. Now, a quick tip, top left is snow. Very hard for beginners to starting out with nothing, because it's cold, and the cold kills you, and it kills you fast. There is no protecting against it until you craft thermals, so I don't recommend starting there. The top is where most of the experienced players are, and they probably built there because that is where the mountains are and it has the most metal. So I recommend, if you're new to the game, spawning in the south or east of the island for the best chances to survive. Also, on a side note, it is very difficult to tell between the friends and enemies out in the world, because most people stay the stock standard character, so everyone looks the same. So you can't tell who's who unless you get close, and by that time you're dead. Or you will shoot each other because you think they are the enemy. So if you're playing with friends, I recommend creating your character different so you can tell them apart anytime, anywhere. Therefore, when you get into a gunfight, for example, with enemies, you're not going to shoot half your teammates. I'm playing with a friend in this vid, so we've decided to roll fucked up looking black guys. Now for this video, this is my mate, myself, rolling on a private 15 times server and getting set up as we would play. So it's just an overview to get right into it and explain as we would go what I'm doing, and then I'll do other videos to cover more in depth. I've chosen not to use the original audio from when we were playing because we were talking a lot of shit most of the time and I'll probably get sued or stabbed. So I've decided to record new audio explaining more in detail what is going on at the time. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see, woken up on the beach and I've spawned at the location South 1, I think it is, and my mate has spawned in the same area, but you don't spawn in the same location. You spawn in the general area. So I'm just looking around to see if I can see him. You can see a bunch of icons in the bottom right hand corner. An up arrow, which is experience, experience gained. Under that is weight, so that's your weight carried. Under that is water for hydration, you get thirsty. And under that is food, so you get hungry as you do stuff, and you have to cook food to keep yourself from starving, otherwise you take damage. Then you have energy, which is stamina, so that's sprinting and swimming and all that sort of thing, and chopping, so you can, if you have high stamina, you can chop for longer. And under that is health. Now, as I'm waiting for my friend to get here, I've just gone around and collected a few rocks or stones by pressing E. That's just facing the ground and basically pushing E. Now, because it's a 15 times server, I've already gained a couple of levels just from doing that, and there's my mate. So I've just filled in a few of the points. Now, I feel that going about 250 to 300 health at the start, and then putting all the points into weight after that. Obviously, fortitude and stamina and things like that are important, but I think primary is health to 300-ish, and then weight after that. So, and then anything you want to go after that is up to you. So this is my mate. He definitely looks different, and I'll be able to tell him apart. And he's gone with the name Noongar, and he's created a tribe, Yabbers. So at the moment he's just trying to invite me to Yabbers, me being a noob of stuffing it up, because as you see, you have to hold down E and then wait for the timer to go down before you click it. So now, nice, taking a shit in front of me. So now we're both a part of the same tribe. So when we, oh look, a bush turkey. So now if we build a house and we put a code on the door, or build a storage box and put a pin on it, we'll both be able to access it without having to, well, we won't be locked out. So you can see here that engram points. So this is, as you level, you get points. I think you get about eight engram points per level. So, and then you can spend them on these engrams. Now you won't be able to buy everything by max levels, so you have to basically pick certain things. So if you're in a tribe, you'll want to pick not the same things as your teammates, because there's no point in you having the same engrams as your teammate, because he'll be able to make, say, cloth. Well, I can make cloth because I just selected it then, and there's no point in him picking those engrams and spending points on it, because I can make it. So you communicate and pick different engrams because you have a limited amount. And I've gone with the basically the starter ones, so campfire and the primary tools, and then clothing. And I think everyone should sort of go that one, those points, because you don't want to rely on them to say if you die and have to spawn out in the middle of open, that you won't be able to craft, say, the starting items to sort of help defend getting back to your base or whatever, because you might be in that sort of situation. So you can see I'm leveling quite fast, having a hard time keeping up with the points, and you can already see that I've run out of food and I'm now hungry. So the screen is flashing, I'm starving, and by now you need to eat. So there's two ways about you can fix this. So you can see there that I was that I was collecting berries and fiber from the plants, which was just pushing E on the ferns and that around on the ground, and they give you berries. So you can eat the berries, not all of them. See, not the black ones or the white ones, because they have different effects, but the other ones have basically you can get food levels or food points, but it's very small amount with berries. The other way is meat, but you can't eat it raw. You have to cook the meat, so you need a campfire. So you need wood. So that requires tools. So you can see there that I'm making tools to sort of chop down trees, and I was punching a tree just to try to get some wood. But a lot of the time you only get I think thatch. So I've got 23 wood and a lot of thatch. It's crazy on this server how quick you gather, because on the official it's almost torturous, especially collecting berries. So I'm level 15 at the moment, just trying to keep up with the putting in the points, and spending the engram points. Put in points into hide and bow. Now spyglass, that's an interesting thing. Definitely needed later on. Obviously you can't create at the moment because you need crystal, which is very, I guess, rare, and I'll sort of explain more about that. So I'm just sort of creating tools to defend myself and to help with gathering resources. So a stone pick, you can see it gathers flint a lot quicker than stone. Obviously flint goes towards crafting some things, and then you need stone for other things. Obviously because you can only craft the stone pick at the start, that's basically all you can do. I'm going to hit this pterodactyl with my club. Oh, fine, fly away. No love. Honestly, I don't even know what the club does. It's a new item. So my mate has crafted a house. So obviously he went with the thatch foundation and walls and stuff and the points, which I don't need to go into now, because he obviously has created, he has the points in the thatch building. So he's put together a house. So I'm gonna craft arrows for us to build, arrows for us to use, and a fireplace so we can start cooking food. Because cooking meat basically just sustains you a lot better, and you don't have to use as much to fill your food or your hunger up quicker. I think it's like you can use 3 cooked meat or something to completely refill your food, where you have to use, I think it's about 100 berries or something. I don't know. I don't like using berries. Too much clicking. So I'm just seeing what else I can spend the points on. Can see there, can make a stone axe and a torch. Torch is very handy because once it gets nighttime, it gets dark and you can't see shit, especially if you're stuck in the forest. It's crazy. So definitely recommend crafting a torch early on. You do not want to get stuck out in the dark. So I'm just going to place a fireplace. So you drag it into the taskbar or the toolbar, and then click twice to place it. You have to wait till it turns green to place it, and then you click once to set the location, and then you can rotate it with moving your mouse, and then another time to place it for good. You can't pick it up again once it's placed. You can only destroy it and I think you get half your resources back or whatever. So I'm just going out to now get food for the fire, and I think it's wood, but I'm looking for food, something that is an easy kill. Hey, look, another bush turkey. No, it's actually a dodo, and they're one of the easiest things to kill to begin with. Oh, and I defecated. So also a brontosaurus. You don't want to be taking that on, especially they hurt. I think it's called a Dilophosaurus, or I just call it a spitter. When it spits at you, you'll know because your screen turns green and you can't see shit. So very annoying, especially if you're fighting a large dinosaur and you're taking a pounding, and then all of a sudden a spitter shows up and spits something green shit at you and you can't see. It definitely makes it more intense. Okay, so back to gathering food. So the different tools, say a pickaxe or a pick or an axe, they get different resources. So I think a pick gets more meat, where an axe gets more hide. If you use a pick on a tree, you get more thatch. If you use an axe, you get more wood. So you can see there, at the start, I was using the pick on the tree or my fist, and I was getting more thatch than wood. Now that I'm using an axe, I'm getting more wood than thatch. So depending on what you actually need at the time, you use different tools. So I'm picking the storage box now because obviously you can't carry everything, and you need to store, because stone and wood weighs a lot. So you saw there that the stone, just that 70 stone or whatever, was 40 weight, and I only have like 100 weight or something, or 200 weight. So 200 weight, you have, 40 for 70 stone, and 70 stone doesn't really get you that far. Ah, look, another bush turkey. Yeah, yeah. Some of the mechanics on this is, so obviously I'm using a pick to get more meat anyhow. Yeah, some of the, I guess, animations or physics, I guess it's animations for when you're attacking. I don't know if the dodos have a knockback feature. I don't know. There's a few bugs. I think it's still in alpha or beta or whatever, so there's a few issues with the game. Now, if you're a short character, you'll have a lot harder time getting in this door than you would if you had like normal legs. That's another point that I was gonna point out. Recommend not building a short character, because if you have like a lip on the door, or your foundation is not completely level with the ground, you have more trouble than say a person with normal legs would. So you can see there that basically you can hold E over the fire and go open inventory, or you can hit F. And then I put in wood. Thatch will also work, but thatch burns faster. And then the raw meat. And now you just have to wait, and the raw meat will cook and turn into cooked meat. I think I need more fiber, which is what I'm doing now. Oh no, I'm trying to get, see, the black ones is narco berries. So I'm collecting fiber and narco berries. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because it's required for trank arrows. Now trank arrows is what you need for knocking out dinosaurs so you can tame them. You can, there's three ways you can do it. There's punching, so you can punch them, like, honestly, literally you can't say punch out a T-Rex with your fists, because you'll die before you even knock it out. But you got to get it to unconscious, and punching it with your fist is just a bad idea. Slingshot, so slingshots and stones. If you haven't got trank arrows, which you probably won't, you'll have to craft a slingshot and use stones as ammo. Works well, but obviously requires, say, a high vantage point where you stand on a rock and you shoot down at them to knock them out. Otherwise, you build trank arrows. Oh, I was getting thatch to increase the roof. So you hold E. You hold E over the section of roof, and it tells you you can demolish, and it has a timer. So once the timer runs out, you can then demolish the roof. So I'm just putting in the points to learn wall and roof. Thatch, see, there it is. Thatch, wall and roof. just so I can extend the walls and the roof, so I can place a large storage box. 1x1 won't fit a large storage box because it'll stick out through the roof, and that means somebody else will be able to access it if they're standing on your ceiling. So I'm just putting a second level on this thatch house. So I've dragged the walls into the toolbar. I've crafted it and it goes green. Now by placing it in there, if you have the resources on you, if you run out of that item, you can click it again, and it'll, if you obviously have the resources, it'll craft, as you see there, it'll craft the item you're trying to build. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Dehydrated.
You need some fucking meth though, eh?
So I need to go down to the river and basically submerge myself enough to drink, but I'm too preoccupied with building the house at the moment, and I don't even think I have a water skin. So you can carry water around, but the water skin leaks, and you can only carry 1 unit of water. So I think if you have the water skin full, it'll rehydrate your water to full, basically. So I'll just check on how the food is going, and I want to craft some storage because I'm having trouble carrying everything, because basically carrying around all this requires a lot of weight, and I have 200 weight. Once you have 200 weight, even when you get close, you can't move. Basically, you become encumbersome, and you can't move. You just stand there on the spot and can't move anywhere. Now, I've placed these really retarded. Remember how I said you can click once and it places it, and then you can then rotate it and then click again. A quick tip: I should have placed them sideways along that wall that we're facing, so I could have fit like 3 down the end there and been able to access them. I don't think I can even reach that end cabinet, but well, basically on 15 times gather or 10 times gather server, basically I don't care about resources at the moment. So I'm just quickly dumping all the stuff that I don't want to carry around on me. Want to keep that because I think I can craft some hide armor, because at the moment I'm still running around naked. Yeah. So I'm crafting hide armor, which is probably the armor that you're majority of the time going to wear. It's easy to make, it's cheap. If you die, you don't really care. Anything after hide armor sort of requires a bit too much to craft, and um, it takes damage, so you need to keep repairing it. See, you see on that hide shirt and leather hide pants has that green bar underneath it. That will diminish as you get damaged, and you have to repair it because it'll break. So I've made a hide skin and spears. Spears are good. They break easy, and it's random how long they last. You could stab, you know, anything once and it'll break, or you could use the next one and it'll stab it like 20 times and it'll break after 20. They're very cheap to make, and it requires you to carry a lot, but it's probably the best offensive tool out there. The next thing is probably you want to get is a pike, which is the same thing, but it's metal. It's a metal version of a spear. Yeah, stone picks and hatchets, even metal picks and metal hatchets. Yeah, they work well, but they don't do the same damage. So I'm just collecting food, and because I didn't go get water, I've now passed out. I've gained too much torpor, and I've gone unconscious. So it's been 30 minutes, and I'll keep it there. I think I'll put some more in the next video. Until next time, take it easy.